Red nose 7404, runway 12, cleared for immediate takeoff. Upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Hello everybody, welcome to Chaz Draycott Media, and welcome to another episode of Tower Simulator 3. Now this isn't usually where I'd start the video, of course. I'd normally be in the menu and be looking at setting everything up. But we're already sort of mid-stint here at Copenhagen, one of my favourite airports in the game by Energous Designs, and we're looking at a lot of European airlines today, and this is going to be a bit of a trial run of a type of episode that I've wanted to do for a while. I am very brightly lit up from this screen because I've got these strips over here on the right-hand side, as you can see here. I've also got on my left-hand screen over here the ADIRS and the D-Bright as well, because I'm going to be leaving this window in the middle completely like this for you. It's just going to remain stationary there, and it's going to be a bit of a plane spotting view for you while I control the airport. I'm not going to be directly addressing you as viewers. I'm just going to be cracking on and basically just playing the game as is, and hopefully you enjoy it like this. So yeah, this is a bit of a trial run. Let me know in the comments whether you enjoy this or not, and whether you prefer me to go back to a bit more of an addressing thing where I chat to you while I'm doing all of this, or not. You know, this could be a chilled episode style I do every so often. Anyway, enjoy. Scandinavian 5769er, runway 12, cleared for immediate takeoff. Upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Nordic 7404, Red nose 7404, pushback approved facing west. Nordic 781, runway 12 at Kilo 2.
Runway 12, cleared for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Scandinavian
Easy 998, pushback approved facing west.
Pushback approved facing west. Red nose 7404.
Ryanair 8078, taxi to ramp via Victor. Cross runway 22 left.
Runway 12 at Kilo 2, Nordic 781.
Pushback approved facing west. Easy 998.
Taxi to ramp via Victor. Cross runway 2 to left. Ryanair 8078.
Stop tower. Nordic 4292 on final 12.
Nordic 781, runway 12, cleared for takeoff. Upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure.
Runway 12, cleared for takeoff. On reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Nordic 781.
Scandinavian 9819er, pushback approved facing east.
Pushback approved facing east, Scandinavian 9819er.
Apron, Easy 998 ready to taxi.
Easy 998, runway 12 at Kilo 3 via Zulu.
Runway 12 at Kilo 3 via Zulu. Easy 998. Apron, red nose 7404 ready to taxi.
Red nose 7404, runway 12 at Kilo 2.
Runway 12 at Kilo 2, red nose 7404.
Nordic 4292, runway 12, cleared to land.
Runway 12, clear to land. Nordic 42902.
Apron, Scandinavian 9819er ready to taxi.
Scandinavian 90819er, runway 12 at Kilo 3 via Zulu.
Runway 12, at Kilo 3, via Zulu. Scandinavian 9819er.
Apron, Scandinavian 7129er with information echo, requesting push and start.
Scandinavian 7129er, pushback approved, facing south.
Pushback approved, facing south. Scandinavian 7129er.
Red nose 7404, runway 12, line up behind next landing aircraft.
Runway 12, line up behind next landing aircraft. Red nose 7404.
Apron, Scandinavian 7129er ready to taxi.
Scandinavian 7129er, runway 12, at Kilo 2 via Yankee.
Runway 12, at Kilo 2, via Yankee. Scandinavian 7129er. Apron, beeline 6688 with information echo, requesting push and start.
Beeline 6688, pushback approved, facing west.
Pushback approved, facing west. Beeline 6688.
Red nose 7404, runway 12, cleared for immediate takeoff. Upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure.
Runway 12, cleared for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Red nose 7404.
Easy 90998, runway 12, line up and wait.
Runway 12, line up and wait. Easy 90998.
Nordic 42902, taxi to ramp via Yankee.
Taxi to ramp via Yankee. Nordic 42902.
Easy 90998, runway 12, cleared for takeoff. Upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure.
Runway 12, cleared for takeoff. On reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Easy 90998.
Castrop Tower, Easy 4753 on final 12.
Easy 4753, standby.
Standby, Easy 4753.
Scandinavian 9819er, runway 12, line up and wait.
Runway 12, line up and wait. Scandinavian 9819er.
Nordic 42902, cross runway 22 left.
Cross runway 22 left. Nordic 42902.
Scandinavian 9819er, runway 12, cleared for immediate takeoff. Upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure.
Runway 12, cleared for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Scandinavian 9819er.
Apron, beeline 6688, ready to taxi.
Beeline 6688, runway 12 at Kilo 2 via Juliet.
Runway 12 at Kilo 2 via Juliet. Beeline 6688.
Easy 4753, runway 12, clear to land.
Runway 12, cleared to land. Easy 4753.
Apron, red nose 8046 with information echo, requesting push and start.
Red nose 8046, pushback approved facing west.
Pushback approved facing west, red nose 8046.
Scandinavian 7129er, runway 12, line up behind next landing aircraft.
Runway 12, line up behind next landing aircraft. Scandinavian 7129er.
Apron, red nose 8046 ready to taxi.
Red nose 8046, runway 12 at Kilo 3.
Runway 12 at Kilo 3, red nose 8046.
Red nose 8046, runway 12 at Kilo 3 via Lima.
Runway 12 at Kilo 3 via Lima, red nose 8046.
Red nose 8046, standby.
Standby, red nose 8046.
Red nose 8046, runway 12 at Kilo 2.
Runway 12 at Kilo 2, red nose 8046.
Apologies for that, it was sending them on a very, very long route around. Red nose 8046, hold position.
Hold position, red nose 8046.
Easy 4753, taxi to ramp via Victor, cross runway 22 left.
Taxi to ramp via Victor. Cross runway 22 left. Easy 4753.
Scandinavian 7129er, runway 12, cleared for immediate takeoff. Upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure.
Runway 12, cleared for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Scandinavian 7129er.
Beeline 5688. Correction. Beeline 6688, runway 12, line up and wait. Red nose 8046, continue taxi.
Runway 12, line up and wait. Beeline 6688.
Continue taxi, red nose 8046.
Castrop Tower, contract 174 on final 12.
Contract 174, standby.
Standby. Contract 174.
Apron, Scandinavian 50905 with information echo, requesting push and start.
Scandinavian 50905, pushback approved facing south.
Pushback approved facing south. Scandinavian 50905.
Beeline 6688, runway 12, cleared for immediate takeoff. Upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure.
Runway 12, cleared for immediate takeoff on reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Beeline 6688.
Red nose 8046, runway 12, cleared for takeoff. Upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure.
Runway 12, cleared for takeoff. On reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Red nose 8046.
Abram, Private Air 16 with information echo, requesting push and start.
Private Air 16, pushback approved facing south.
Pushback approved facing south, Private Air 16.
Abram, Fin Air 269er with information echo, requesting push and start.
Finnair 90269er, pushback approved facing south.
Pushback approved facing south. Fin Air 269er.
Abram, Scandinavian 1265 with information echo, requesting push and start.
Apron, Scandinavian 50905, ready for taxi.
Scandinavian 1265, pushback approved facing south. Scandinavian 50905, runway 12 at Kilo 2 via Zulu.
Pushback approved facing south, Scandinavian 1265.
Runway 12 at Kilo 2 via Zulu. Scandinavian 50905.
Contract 174, runway 12, cleared to land.
Runway 12, cleared to land. Contract 174. Apron, Scandinavian 3233 with information echo, requesting push and start.
Scandinavian 3233, pushback approved facing south.
Pushback approved facing south. Scandinavian 3233.
Abram, Private Air 16 ready to taxi.
Private Air 16, runway 12 at Kilo 2.
Runway 12 at Kilo 2, Private Air 16. Abram, Scandinavian 1265 ready to taxi.
Scandinavian 1265, runway 12 at Kilo 3.
Runway 12 at Kilo 3, Scandinavian 1265.
Scandinavian 50905, runway 12 at Kilo 3.
Runway 12 at Kilo 3. Scandinavian 50905.
Apron, Fin Air 269er ready to taxi.
Finnair 90269er, runway 12 at Kilo 2 via Juliet.
Runway 12 at Kilo 2 via Juliet. Fin Air 269er.
Private Air 16, runway 12, line up behind next landing aircraft.
Runway 12, line up behind next landing aircraft. Private Air 16.
Apron, Scandinavian 3233 ready to taxi.
Scandinavian 3233, runway 12 at Kilo 3.
Runway 12 at Kilo 3. Scandinavian 3233.
Contract 174, taxi to ramp via Gulf.
Taxi to ramp via Gulf. Contract 174.
Private Air 16, runway 12, cleared for immediate takeoff. Upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure.
Runway 12, clear for immediate takeoff on reaching altitude 1000. Contact departure. Private Air 16.
Scandinavian 5095, runway 12, line up and wait.
Runway 12, line up and wait. Scandinavian 5095.
Scandinavian 5095, runway 12, cleared for immediate takeoff. Upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Finnair 90269 and runway 12, line up and wait.
Runway 12, clear for immediate takeoff. On reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Scandinavian 5095.
Runway 12, line up and wait. Finnair 90269er.
Finnair 90269 and runway 12, cleared for takeoff. Upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure.
Runway 12, cleared for takeoff. On reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Finnair 90269er.
Scandinavian 3233, runway 12, line up and wait.
Runway 12, line up and wait. Scandinavian 3233.
Apron, Scandinavia 9040 with information echo, requesting push and start.
Scandinavian 9040, pushback approved, facing west.
Pushback approved, facing west. Scandinavia 9040. Apron, Speedbird 6775 with information echo, requesting push and start.
Speedbird 6775, pushback approved, facing south.
Pushback approved, facing south. Speedbird 6775.
Scandinavian 3233, runway 12, cleared for takeoff. Upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure.
Runway 12, cleared for takeoff. On reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Scandinavian 3233.
Scandinavian 1265, runway 12, line up and wait.
Runway 12, line up and wait. Scandinavian 1265.
Scandinavian 1265, runway 12, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure.
Runway 12, cleared for immediate takeoff on reaching altitude 1000. Contact departure, Scandinavian 1265.
Apron, Speedbird 6775 ready to taxi.
Speedbird 6775, runway 12 at Kilo 3.
Runway 12 at Kilo 3, Speedbird 6775.
Castrip Tower, Scandinavian 4687 on final 12.
Apron, Scandinavia 940 ready to taxi.
Scandinavian 4687, standby.
Stand by. Scandinavian 4687.
Scandinavian 940, runway 12 at Kilo 2, via Kilo.
Runway 12 at Kilo 2 via Kilo. Scandinavia 940.
Apron, red nose 301 with information echo, requesting push and start.
Red nose 301, standby.
Stand by. Red nose 301.
Apron, Scandinavian 4967 with information echo, requesting push and start.
Scandinavian 4967, pushback approved, facing south.
Pushback approved facing south. Scandinavian 4967.
Apron, Scandinavian 5442 with information echo, requesting push and start.
Scandinavian 5442, standby.
Stand by, Scandinavian 5442.
Red nose 301, pushback approved, facing west.
Pushback approved facing west. Red nose 301.
Scandinavian 940, runway 12, cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure.
Runway 12 cleared for immediate takeoff on reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Scandinavia 940.
Apron, Scandinavian 4967 ready to taxi.
Scandinavian 4967, runway 12 at Kilo 3.
Runway 12 at Kilo 3, Scandinavian 4967.
Scandinavian 5442, pushback approved, facing south.
Pushback approved facing south. Scandinavian 5442.
Apron, red nose 301 ready to taxi.
Red nose 301, standby.
Stand by. Red nose 301.
Scandinavian 4687, runway 12, cleared to land.
Runway 12, cleared to land. Scandinavian 4687.
Red nose 301, runway 12 at Kilo 2, via Kilo.
Runway 12 at Kilo 2 via Kilo. Red nose 301.
Speedbird 6775, runway 12, line up behind next landing aircraft.
Runway 12, line up behind next landing aircraft. Speed bird 6775.
Apron, contract 5270 with information echo, requesting push and start.
Contract 5270, pushback approved, facing north.
Pushback approved facing north. Contract 5270.
Apron, Scandinavian 5442 ready to taxi.
Scandinavian 5442, runway 12 at Kilo 3.
Runway 12 at Kilo 3, Scandinavian 5442.
Scandinavian 4687, taxi to ramp via India, cross runway 22 left.
Taxi to ramp via India, cross runway 22 left. Scandinavian 4687.
Speedbird 6775, runway 12 cleared for immediate takeoff upon reaching altitude 1000, contact departure.
Runway 12, cleared for immediate takeoff on reaching altitude 1000, contact departure. Speed bird 6775.
Boo! Sorry. That's going to be the end of this episode here at Copenhagen. I'm not sure how this will be received. At the end of the day, I've got to trial these things, test them out. I quite like having a screen either side of me and all the strips and stuff on here and just watching from a certain vantage point. I know this angle isn't perfect. It doesn't show the departures or anything. I could probably, bring it maybe further down here and see this so you can see the touchdowns and see the takeoffs, but at the same time you don't see much of the terminal, so you don't see a lot in terms of the actual, the movement, the pushbacks and things like that. So it's something I could work on, maybe have a bit of a view from over here that's a bit further away so you get an idea of something like this. But I like the idea of being a sort of plane spotter that would be stood, at the side of the airfield like this over here. Let's just scoot over there, it's just taking its time, sorry. We'd be like stood over here on a hill, maybe on like the perimeter fence or something, and like looking in, but you don't get much of a view, so we sort of exploit the fact that we could be sat close like this and then see them up close. I don't know. Still, I hope you've enjoyed it either way. Thank you very much for listening and watching as always, and yeah, let me know in the comments what you thought. Either way, thanks as always, and I'll see you in the next episode, everyone.